What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV coming back with another one. Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator Tommy Rees just gave us a late update as far as Shedeur Sanders' preparation ahead of the Las Vegas Raiders. He also gave us his insights as far as Shedeur Sanders' NFL debut. We're going to talk about all that in this video, so let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go.
So once again, as I said before, Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator Tommy Rees just gave us a late update as far as the preparation ahead of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Shedeur Sanders definitely needed practice reps ahead of this matchup. So I'm going to play this video clip and let you guys hear what his offensive coordinator had to say, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts after.
Ready? Good. All right.
What do you feel like you can do to devise a game plan to help Shedeur feel really confident and comfortable?
Yeah, without getting into specifics, obviously, you with any quarterback, with any player, really with any quarterback, you want them to feel as comfortable as possible. For young players like Dylan and Shedeur, that's pulling from a lot of different avenues. That's pulling from things that, they've been comfortable with within your system, things that they like. So that's our number one job, right? You want to make your quarterback comfortable. You want to call plays. You want to put in plays that breathe confidence into them as they hear them, as they call them, plays that they know they can make work. And then you press the guys around them to raise their level of play and play well to continue to breathe confidence into young players and into young quarterbacks. So that's really been the motivation this week moving forward. And had a good first day of practice, had a good walkthrough this morning, so continue to build off of that.
What's the realistic expectation for what a week of that week of practice reps can do for Shedeur in terms of from what he did last Sunday to this Sunday?
Yeah, certainly don't try to put any sort of expectation on guys, especially young players. I think we're about our process and about what drives that process. Certainly you look at having a full week of prep, a full week of game planning, a full week of him being in the forefront of your mind as a coach, and he knows that as a player. You hope that all those things benefit and come to fruition on Sunday. Expectations, I would say we try to limit those. It's more about, hey, we're going to pour, this whole week into making sure that you feel comfortable and confident. And, our goal and our job is to make sure that he gets that feel and gets ready to go on Sunday.
What did you think of his debut?
Yeah. Look, I think it's a hard position to be thrown into, obviously, but that is the life of being a backup quarterback in this league. So a lot of guys have faced that. A lot of guys have played that role. Really proud of the way he fought. We had a chance there going into the last drive and had a chance to really up until the last couple plays to go ahead and either win the game or tie the game up at the very least there down the stretch. Had a shot there on the second to last play, and obviously the last play didn't go our way, and for a couple of different reasons, but really proud of the way he fought. He stayed resilient. He stayed in the moment. Gave us a chance to win the game at the end of the game. We'll look forward to coming through on those opportunities down the stretch.
So much about trying to create explosives, and you mentioned that play, the second last play, and the one before that he took a shot. It feels like he has a skill set for throwing the ball deep and likes to throw the ball deep. Is that something you've noticed and something you maybe lean into with him?
Yeah, I think you make him feel comfortable. What are the things that you feel like he excels at? That drive starter, right? He threw a big in cut to Harold, looking for a chunk at some point to kind of get the drive going and get you in position to have success down the stretch. So, we're going to tailor it to what he's comfortable with, tailor what he's confident in. We have confidence in our guys down the field to make that play. We have confidence in Gage. When the ball was in the air, I truly believe Gage is going to make this play, especially the way that the turn happened and all that. We've seen Gage make those catches in practice a lot of times, and we have confidence in our guys to make those, and we have confidence in Shedeur to make those as well.
When you look back at the blitz looks that the Ravens showed
Yep.
you guys in the second half, just what do you think overall you guys can do to combat that a little bit better?
Yeah, it definitely felt like their plan shifted, right, with the quarterback change and the amount of pressure that they brought. Look, there's a lot of different things we can do schematically without getting into all the details, but certainly changing the launch point, we did a couple times. We max broed it a couple times. We got to be technically better in some areas. We have to be in the right checks in some areas. So, that protection, there's a lot of different issues that are caused, and it's our job as coaches to keep defenses off balance with our protection plan, and then, we got to execute in some of those specific looks as well.
I think a lot of those problems stem on the fact that your first down yardage is the worst in the league right now.
It could, yeah. It certainly could, yeah.
I mean, is that like been a focal point now, or what do you see the reason for that?
In terms of just pressure in general?
Why are you guys only averaging 4 yards first down?
Yeah, I think there's probably a bunch of different reasons there. Some missed opportunities, certainly both run and the pass, and something that we're focused on improving at.
Tommy, going back to when Shedeur made that start in Carolina, it seemed like early on, he was drifting backwards. When pressure would come, he kind of tried to run backwards, and it seemed like as the game progressed, he got more comfortable playing within the pocket. Do you feel like that's something for him that, as he just gets more reps, he'll get more comfortable playing behind the guys in front of him?
Yeah, I think that's his first time playing, and there's probably some movements there that you want to eliminate. And I think as you get into the flow of game, a lot of quarterbacks, find their way as those first couple drives get going. And, certainly for him, he stood, like I referenced that first play, the 2-minute drive, he stood in there, knew what he had, knew what he wanted, stayed in the heart of the pocket, delivered a good ball. He moved a couple other times on that last drive to extend or slid a little bit to find Jerry on the completion on the shallow. So, certainly in the flow of the game, you hope you kind of settle in and relax your feet a little bit. And the more you're back there, the more you feel confident in where those protections are and where we are protecting him. But we got to do our part around him and make sure that he feels that as well.
Everything sounds good from the offensive coordinator speaking out about Shedeur Sanders. He kept it positive. He said the right things as far as Shedeur Sanders. It seems like they just want to make sure Shedeur Sanders is comfortable. They want to make sure that the blocks and the protections and all those things are done so Shedeur Sanders can be his best, from the sound of what offensive coordinator Tommy Rees had to say. But we will have to see how those things display on the football field, play calls, and all those things. So I'm very excited for Shedeur Sanders. I'm speaking positive. I'm thinking positive. He's going to definitely do his thing out there, man. I personally feel like that deep down, not just saying it, I really feel like it as well. So you guys can get down in the comments and let me know, how do you guys feel about what his offensive coordinator had to say. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell. That way every time I upload a new video, you guys will get it. Until next time, peace.